What is good, everybody? It is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Daily Sports Talk. Sports Talk Daily. I be having dyslexia sometimes. Don't worry about it, man. Gonna be breaking down Zack Lavine being back with the Chicago Bulls. He took no other meetings besides the Chicago Bulls. He was Chicago till he died. Did you realize that you were a champion? Not yet, but hopefully one day. But yeah. And then we got, what else we getting into? We got Zach Wilson talk. Zach Wilson's out here. What's he doing to his friend's mom? Yeah. We'll talk about that. And, of course, as y'all can hear, the squad is in the building. Squad! Yeah. We'll talk about all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Live. Let's go! I put the screw in the tuna. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ringo J, and of course, Mr. Two Letters. If you knew better, you would do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. AD is in the building. How you boys feeling today, man? How y'all feeling, man?
Not bad at all, man. No screws in my tuna today.
Ooh, now I got to leave the first part in there, because if you just leave that out there for the new generation, that sounds bad. That sounds bad.
That is crazy.
What's going on with y'all, man? Anything new? Anything cracking? Anything popping?
No loose fruit in my bag.
I really hope y'all get these references, bro. I swear I hope y'all get these references.
Shout out to Keenan Thompson and Cal Mitchell, man.
You should have left it alone. You should have just let it be out there and just let people be confused. It's too young to get it.
Yo.
No, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another show. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the pages. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man.
Fact.
Zach's back, boys.
Yes.
Zach's back. Dropped the video on it yesterday. Said he only met with the Chicago Bulls. You gotta love that. But the question on the table, of course, and I do want to get y'all opinion on Zack Lavine coming back. Well, let's start there, right? Like Zack Lavine said he only met with the Chicago Bulls. And when you think about it, right, like that's big, where the Bulls were when they were barely a free agency destination before, right? Like now we're talking about Zack Lavine wanting to come back, wanting to be a Chicago Bull, not taking other meetings, not talking to other teams, where there were championship possible opportunities on the table, I guess you could say, right? With Dame Lillard, Portland saying that they wanted to be in on it, Dallas saying that they wanted to be in on them. How do you guys feel about Zack Lavine coming back to Chicago, knowing what was out there for him?
Me personally, I'm cool with it. If you look at all the other situations, I think that he would be the number 2 on every single one of those teams. And the thing that comes to mind off rip was that when he first started this, his main thing was, I wanted to get the max. Like, I was the number 1 option. He feels like he's the number 1 option.
Yeah.
If you were to go anywhere else, you would be technically be considered the number 2 over a Dame or.
Oh, it ain't technically. It's facts. You're absolutely the number 2 on any of those other teams.
Yeah, a Dame or a Dame or a Luka. So I mean, if you look at it, this was the best option, and by all accounts, he has been through a lot since he has been here. You talk about Jim Boylan, Humpty Dumpty himself, going through that whole thing.
Humpty Dumpty himself.
Been through 25 win seasons, everything. So he has the right. He had the right to get paid, and I feel like at the end of the day, this was definitely the better option for him. So now the only thing left to do is you got paid. Bring the Bulls a championship.
Hey, I love that. Really, what we have been saying, he has put in too much work to let it all go by the wayside by joining another team. So I'm glad he knew that, he realized that, and certainly like last year, like was probably the biggest selling point. Whether I know they didn't finish how they wanted to. Ultimately, everybody wants to win a chip.
Yeah,
but those first 30, 40 games were like huge. They came out the gate hot, coming in hot. Like they really did. Everybody was clicking initially. Like we didn't know how they were going to play together. That was a big thing over that all season. How are Zack and Zoe and DeMar gonna, like, it's only one ball? Like, well, how are they gonna? And they came in playing defense. They came in shooting. It was threes galore, jumpers galore. Like we were outscoring teams, stopping them from scoring. It was a great time. So that had to be like one of the larger, like, okay, look at what we can do when we're all together, when we're all healthy. So I'm really glad Zack decided to come back and wanted to, one, check his bag. So the congratulations to him and his family. That's generational, like, changing money, bro. So shout out to that. And then two, like, you get to come back to the crib and, do something that hasn't been done in quite a long time. So I'm hoping, like, we get used to being in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
We getting used to being good again. Like, okay, cool. Like we're in the conversation for a lot of things. So, like, the being bottom tier in the Eastern Conference, like, we're not a part of those conversations anymore. We're not talking about rebuilding. We're not talking about, like, okay, what do we need to do? Everything is about adding pieces. And so we're really looking at our summer league, our G League players, like, who can add to what we already have. We're looking at everybody's a doctor this offseason, like, oh, what does Zoe look like? What is how's Alex Caruso's wrist? And hopefully everybody's getting 100%.
Yeah.
We have backup for players now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bench is getting deeper.
Yeah.
So it's looking pretty good. So, like, I'm very happy for Zack, and I'm glad to see him back personally.
I think the thing you got to ask, right, like with Chicago, especially now, right, especially with everything we've been through here, like, you almost got to look at the situation. Like, it's crazy that we had an NFL style turnaround in the NBA. You don't get those in the NBA. We were bad 2 years ago, like awful, like laughable. Like, we were the worst team in the NBA 2 years ago.
Yeah, last year made me forget about all that.
Like, that's what I'm saying, right? Like legitimately, like we were one of the worst basketball teams in the NBA 2 years ago, and now you look at it, right? Like, turnarounds like that don't happen. Like, you have to give credit to AK for the job that he has done with this team and changing the narrative around this team, changing how other teams look at this team. And maybe Gar Forman was just that bad that, like, nobody wanted to be a part of this team with him there, right? Like, maybe he legitimately was just that bad. But I mean, like, you look at it, bro, like 18 months. Really, we talking about 18 months.
Who got here first, by the way?
Okay.
What you mean?
AK got here and then he hired Billy, correct?
He hired Billy.
Okay.
Yeah, AK hired Billy. If Gar had hired Billy, we'd be having a completely different conversation. But, like, 18 months and this basketball team goes from us thinking next season we're going to possibly make the play-in if we're excited to, no, this team might be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. An Eastern Conference that's going to have KD, it's going to have Kyrie, it's going to have Giannis, it's going to have Trae Young competing, Joel Embiid, right? Like, you're talking about this Bulls team possibly being a top 4 seed in that league. And that, to me, right, like, that is mind-blowing to me. I mean, the whole perception of the Chicago Bulls is different. Like, doesn't it feel like now the Bulls are a big market free agent play every year moving forward, bro? Now?
I mean, if anybody has got the chance to be in the UC for this last season, you can feel like, okay, if you're familiar, and we're all familiar, Chicago as a fan base. But if you're ever in person for any of these things, like, I've been in person for Cubs games, I've been in person for even some Sox games, I've been in person for some Blackhawks games. Like, you feel the energy when our teams are winning.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely different. When you're in the UC, it doesn't matter. I don't care for, like, it's like everybody's hanging on the edge of their seats. We can win every game, and everybody feels that way. Like everyone, from 4 seats up to the nosebleeds, everybody's like, I don't care who walks in this building, we got a chance to win. And that's the best feeling as a fan. And I know that translates to the players, because even on the WNBA side, when we talk about like the Chicago Sky and them coming off a championship, they really feel all the energy that comes with a winning season, a winning regular season from the fans. Like it really is a give and take with that. So even like from last year, this year will be even more.
Yeah.
Like even more. So I can't wait for our new acquisitions. I can't wait for the rookies. Like, okay, that first time you hear the starting lineup, like, I can't wait for like to hear like Andre Drummond be on that side, like our side of the starting lineup.
I don't want to hear Andre Drummond in the starting lineup. That means somebody hurt.
No, but I mean,
I don't want to hear Andre Drummond name in the starting lineup.
For them to experience it, because we're all of the everybody who's playing is of the generation of, okay, we saw that intro on television.
The Chicago Bulls is probably the most iconic intro.
Yeah.
In the NBA.
So to be in the UC for that would be crazy.
Before,
I always do.
Dog, it's not to me, and going to because I have not been to a Cubs game. I've been to a Sox game with Pat, but which was in Milwaukee. But
that was lit though. Oh my God, it was so hot though.
It was so hot.
It was so hot. We had to stop and buy. Like I didn't buy clothes. We were going. Our whole point was to like. I didn't bring extra clothes. Our whole point was we was gonna go to the game, get lit, go back to Ken's, keep getting lit, and watch and just chill, right, and just spend the night, wake up the next morning, drive home. I'm not buying extra clothes for that. Like, it's a game. Yeah, I smell like outside. I'll be cool on the ride home. I'm gonna shower when I get to the house. And plus, I'm a shower middle of the day type of dude anyway. So I get 24 hours between showers here. Sometimes. Sometimes I double up. I'm a 2-3 shower a day guy sometime. If I feel like, it's time for you to get up in there, brother. You smell a little funky. I sweat a lot too though. But bro, at that game, bro, we were dying.
Because we was like, I think we got to like the 6th. And
they had the roof open, but there was just like no air movement. Bro, like I'm talking about, like we came out of our shirts, I think. Like we had like under like straight like what's them called, like white beaters on? That's not what you're supposed to call them, but like a Dago tee, which is also not what you're supposed to call them.
But you can say that.
I can say it. Yeah.
Tank top.
Come va. But you know, you got the old school Dago tee on, and I don't know how you can even say that. I can, but like
it's okay.
I don't know if you can say that on YouTube.
Hey,
yeah, it's been worse.
You're Italian. It's fine.
It works out. But no, like I'm talking about, bro. We were dying. And so we got back I was like driving back to Ken's house, and I was like, I can't sleep on this couch like this.
Nah.
And I'm not spending the rest of the night smelling myself.
Sleeping on your homie's couch and being funky.
Oh, that's bogus. That's bogus. So bro, we went to Walmart, bought clothes, bought new
bought the right guard. You got the right guard.
Bro,
had the original right guard.
I had brought like deodorant and stuff like that. So I was good on that. But bro, I had to
speed sticking out.
I had to I ain't bogus, bro. I ain't riding home. It's it was an hour and a half from here to Ken's house or something like that. That's a long time to be funky on the way home. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the pits and the breath right at a minimum.
Ain't enough window down and not your head to just let that be like, dog.
Let it be. Let it be.
Sorry,
let it be. No.
Mother Nature will let you.
What you were saying. Hey, that was a heck of a sidetrack.
It's nothing like, cause I mean I've been in and like you said, like we've been in that era where like the 2010 like 09 all the way to, you know, like those was prime, like
the second decade
the Bulls was winning, like
yeah.
I've been to the UC where I've gotten there early. We've seen the intros. I've seen it where I've been in the building when Derrick Rose dropped 44 on Tony Parker's dome.
Right.
and left like it was nothing. And this is when the Spurs was this was like championship prime 62-10 Bulls on just like so it's a different atmosphere, and I feel like when we were because you was doing the first Bulls Summer League game, and I was telling people, I said, well, this is a good game for Marco. I went if Marco comes in and he's a solid backup for Vooch, thank Vooch. Because
I don't know if we can thank Vooch. He was only there a week.
Nah, I mean, but that's work though.
Now
It's work, but it's a week of work versus an entire offseason.
That second game showed a lot of movement needs to be done still.
It did. But like I was saying this morning, Summer League is basically gonna tell you like, yo, these are the people that's probably gonna bag up the starters.
Right.
If that.
If that.
Yeah.
Like, cause to be real, we only trying to see what Lonzo is looking like, and really what P. Will is on. Like, look, like if P. Will come out,
P. Will ain't even playing, so it don't matter.
Yeah. And so if P. Will come out and then he drops, he give you 18 and 8.
Yeah.
And he finally start rebounding and give you the 18 along with DeMar. I mean that's basically what this is about. So if Zack does take that step forward, now you talking about you got a championship team, and you were just talking about it this morning with the amount of non-moves that have been made this offseason so far, because Muggs is still waiting on a KD trade. If it does stand pat, the Bulls still have a top 3 in the East roster right now.
Yeah. Did y'all hear all the you may have, I don't know if you've spoken about it before or touched on it a lot, but any of the audio from just this weekend and some of the Summer League stuff? Because most of the Bulls are there. Most of the starting lineup was there.
Oh, you're talking about the stuff with like Kobe talking and say, I heard a little bit. Everybody was like mic'd up. Javante was mic'd up.
They tried to interview Zack, and Zack was like, I don't want to distract from.
No, that was Lonzo.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That was Lonzo.
Lonzo said he didn't want to distract from.
That was technically like me and Hayes talked about that on Locked On Bulls today, and Hayes is like optimistic about it. He was like, oh, that's Lonzo gave like the smile and the walk off, right? And that's Lonzo saying like, hey,
I'm back.
I'm good to go. When they asked him about it, I was like, show me. You know what I mean? Like, you got to show me, bro. Like, I'm not taking Lonzo. I'm not saying that Lonzo is far away from being back, but the thing that I will say is that, like we were talking about, kind of like with playoffs and stuff like that, like Lonzo being healthy in the playoffs is way more important than Lonzo starting the season off at the beginning of the year. Definitely. If Lonzo's not ready to go, don't rush him back. That's how I feel about it at this point, right? Like and it's concerning. It's still going to be concerning.
That's where it's good, because LeVar won't let the team. Like that's where you need the black dad. Like, no, you're not gonna rush my son back. Like, let this man heal up. So I am perfectly glad that there's another party involved in this.
I don't know how involved they are. I think they're more involved with the training, and like he got his people. He got the Bulls there to kind of oversee.
You know how we gonna know he's back is LeVar gonna go on with Stephen A.
Well, he already said that Lonzo was going to be fine to start the season.
Nah, he can't do that. He can't go on with Stephen A. no more.
Nah, yeah, they didn't ban him from ESPN. They been did that.
The Molly thing.
Still?
They banned him from ESPN after he said, you can switch gears for me anytime.
Who did he give a quotable to? Was that your man?
Cap.
Cap.
He gave it to Cap.
He gave it to Cap.
How's Cap my man? How's Cap my man? I think I've talked to Cap like in person one time.
No, but you like to go back and forth with him on Twitter.
Cap don't go back and forth with me on Twitter because I come with good points. Cap literally, bro. It was the Chris Middleton, Joe. Bro, I got it.
No, it wasn't Chris Middleton. It wasn't it.
No, it was about Chris Middleton. I sent a video out about the Cubs. That was different. I don't think he responded to that, but it was about Chris Middleton, and I tweeted him about Chris Middleton during the playoffs. I want to say it was 2 years ago. Nah, maybe it was last year. No, it had to be. It was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was in the hospital with Ori.
Oh, yeah.
and I was tweeting. He had tweeted out like Chris Middleton's a stud. The Bulls would be lucky to have this kind of player. Blah blah blah. And I tweeted him like Chris Middleton's. He was tweeting out like averages and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, but these are the game by game numbers. Y'all know I love my game by game numbers. I'm like, these are the game by game numbers. Like, yeah, he got 35 here and then he put up 7. And then he got 22 here and then he put up 8. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember what the exact numbers were. But then I didn't hear from him. The entire playoffs.
Yeah.
And when Chris Middleton started cooking in the finals, he went back and found my tweet to tweet back at me and hit me with a take that.
Take that. Wow.
I was like, did you really just hit me? Bro, it took him 3 weeks to get back to me, bro.
That is the definition of sometimey. Like, yeah, you real sometimey. Wishy-washy.
Which listen, this the thing, right? I'm cool with the debate of Chris Middleton would be a good Bull to have or not. But right, like the thing for me is like Chris Middleton as a player is not worth the money he's making. Yes, on averages, he's worth the money he's making. And what he can bring to the game defensively, you can make an argument on that. But Chris Middleton has to be the second, sometimes the first scoring option on that team.
But
and it's games where you look at him and you be like, hey, Chris, you gonna knock a shot down today? Nah, brother. All right, bet. Giannis, go for 60.
But even look at that conversation. Like, we still, like, that conversation is even dated in itself. Like, yo, we don't need to talk about the Bulls like, ooh, so-and-so on this other team, we would be lucky to have them. Nah, we got a squad.
But I don't know. I think the weird thing about it for me with the Chris Middleton thing is like, Mugs try to justify him making the M's after once he do something good. Like, I remember, I forget what game it was, but Giannis was out. And Chris Middleton dropped like 46.
Oh, yeah, he be cooking.
Bro, take that. Like, bro, you know you getting paid 35 M's, right? Like, you supposed to, like...
I think the thing is with me, with how, even how, like, Cap came at me in a little bit, and some other people on Twitter have come at me about it as well, is people look at averages and say that that's what the player is. And it's not the case. Like... you can look at averages, and yes, people do have bad games, but the thing is, right, when I pay you a certain level of money, I'm paying you a certain level of money so that I can count on you.
Right.
I'm paying you a certain level of money so that when the chips are down, I can rely on you to be there, and you gonna be there. My thing with Chris Middleton is Chris Middleton's not always that player. In the NBA Finals, Chris Middleton had one of the best finals performances I've ever seen, right? And so I just look at it as, I don't know if Cap like me either, so that could be the thing too. Like, I be calling into the show, Cap don't let me through sometimes. It's all good though. But I don't know if Cap like me either.
You're a regular caller, yo.
I don't know if I call in regular. I don't call in. Well, I stopped calling in because I stopped getting through. But, you know, when Hoodie switched on to the show, I would call in all the time and try and get through. But I stopped calling in because I stopped getting through. But the thing is, right, like, for me, right, like, don't try and hit me to prove your point right.
That was fun.
The day your point is proven right. What MJ say? If you can talk when you're down.
Yeah.
Talk when you're up.
That's what makes the man.
Yeah.
It's easy to talk when you're up. It's easy to talk when it's 0-0.
Because what was he? He was in the locker room during that conversation?
Yeah, he's in the locker room. Yeah.
It's all right. It's easy to talk.
It's easy to talk when you're down.
Yeah.
BJ Armstrong got him that game.
Yeah, I mean, so it's listen, I love you, Cappy. I do. I listen to you every day. But hey, it's easy to talk when you're down. That's months ago. I don't even know how we got on this. Oh, he called him my guy.
I said, this guy.
Yeah, I don't know about my guy, bro.
That's your man, though.
I don't know about that. Yeah, Hoodie's my guy, though. I rock with Hoodie.
I know Hoodie.
He's my boy, man. I love Hoodie.
No, Hoodie cool.
I love Hoodie. That's all good, man. Hey, there's a lot of people in Chicago that don't like us, though. We changing the narrative, bro. First off, we the 3 black dudes that's sitting here. And the half black guy. Like, we changing the narrative on sports. You gotta think, bro, this is a whole different world for a lot of people.
No, definitely.
There's a lot of people that's like just confused at how we do this. And they don't realize that, like, we don't have the production. Hey, we got to get into that too. Speaking of people at ESPN and stuff like that, Ballsack Media getting caught up or catching up ESPN or what is it? Ballsack Sports on Twitter catching up ESPN is hilarious.
And they said it was Bleacher Report.
Hey, nah, real quick though.
I don't know who they said it was.
They took the wrong report from Twitter, but quoted it to somebody else. It looked like
let me see.
You know what the other thing is about us that people don't understand? I feel
they did say it was Bleacher Report. They said it was Bleacher Report.
We actually roast people back.
Oh,
And Mug don't actually think we finna do that.
Oh yeah, we different out here. We big different out here. We'll come at you. We'll come at you. I came aggressive at that one dude in the comments.
Mug can't give me my props after I did that though.
Who you was frying? Oh, buddy on Twitter. Hey, he went silent, bro.
The mess is funny. It's bro. The funny thing is,
we'll stop roasting when they put some network dollars behind us.
Stupid, right? No, we still do it then.
Yeah, probably.
The funny part is, what y'all don't understand. We in this room and amidst the Breeze fam.
Yeah,
we're very much in a middle generation. Like, a lot of us have grown up without the internet and with the internet.
Yeah,
the beginning of the internet.
Bro, I grew up listening to Cap on the radio.
Like, we know what it is to go in the kitchen and dial the house phone, and we also know what it is to text emojis. Like, we know both, bro. So what can you say to me on Elon Musk Twitter that
is it his Twitter again?
Nah,
he pulled the bid.
Yeah, like he
pulled the bid.
He broke up with it. It's crazy. I took you out. I don't know how that day went. I gave you right back.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Bro, they playing with stocks. That's
oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's a lot of behind the scenes with what's going on. That's $1 billion. That's $1 billion that business. It's
a different world. Like, most don't realize like the amount of work that goes into making a show like this, and we're not even where we want to be yet.
Facts.
Nope.
We're sitting in my basement studio right now that's incomplete.
Right.
It's no wall over there. It's a half a wall back there. Like, we working out here. Like, Muzz don't even know everything that goes into putting this type of show together. So that's what cracks me up about, like, when I see these major networks or even like these major like radio stations and stuff like that are trying to do the whole gatekeeping thing and trying to keep us out and trying to keep our opinions more quiet, right? And you know, shout out to CHGO for doing it a little bit different, right? I think there's some question marks on that style. How do I want to put it? There's some question marks on what they do on the YouTube side for me and some of the people that make content over there. But
hey man,
I love that they're in the new media family. You know what I'm saying?
It's always interesting to see traditional journalists hop in the social media journalist lane. Like, okay, cool. You want to get out of the big corporation. You want to get out of get away from Big Brother. And you want to start your own. Cool. But over here it's different. Over here it's a lot different.
And you got to have some kind of presence. That's the one thing. I would love to get, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I want to get to the point, like, there's no beef between any of it for me, right? I listen to the radio every day. Carmen and Yurko are my guys.
Everybody.
Waddle and Sylvie, I love listening to. Although Sylvie be tweaking on some Bulls topics.
It's truly enough space for everybody.
It really is, bro. Especially on Beyonce's internet. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, like, for me, I want to get to the point, right, where we're sitting here paying checks out to some of them radio dudes that are making them moves that are on TV and stuff, right, like that, where we're doing a simulcast of an internet show, a pod, or a trimulcast. Let's get that going, right? Internet show, podcast, TV show, where you catching all three and you're hitting every single market. Because listen, there's some people that I know are not coming over to this side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
old people are not watching me on YouTube. Some old people.
Until we get new old people.
Yeah, when the old people got to die off. Then.
I mean,
once that happens, then we can like change rules in baseball.
Because people's grandmas is 40 now. New old people. Y'all gotta watch out for these new old people. These new old people ain't playing. You gonna get smacked in your mouth.
But yeah, bro, like I just feel like, bro, if like I look at different things where like people have this huge amount of funding and they have this huge, and it's so weird to me because it's like there's so many people on one side that absolutely put in the work, put in the time, put in the hours to make something great. But there's so much where it's just like on those major national networks, you like right here, like when it's localized, you're kind of able to just pick what you want and talk about. And we got teams year round. It's perfect. But like it's like they grasping for straws on NBA content. So we never even got into it, right? Like basically what they got on was when Ja Morant said that he would have cooked MJ. Literally what he said is he would have cooked MJ.
Yeah. Shout out to Taylor Rooks for the
shout out to Taylor Rooks. Great interview with
Ja Morant.
But then it became this. And this is by Ballsack Media or Ballsack Sports, my bad. And their entire purpose on Twitter, for those of you who don't know and those of you who are like, oh my God, why would he say Ballsack Media? Their entire purpose on Twitter is to parody, right? Like to do troll tweets, to try and catch ESPN and FS1 up. So they said if you put it, they made this. If you put MJ in today's game, he's just another superstar. We got me, Steph, Luka, Dame, Trey, and then guys like Bron, KD, Giannis, Kawhi. It's not just one superstar and a bunch of average dudes. You feel?
So they took
this
the essence of Ja's confidence, put it into a fake quote that seemed plausible, basically made it made it look really official.
Hey,
but this is a parody.
ESPN bid
on NBA Today. Was it on NBA Today? On what's next?
What's the
Max Kellerman show?
What is Max? Is it this just in or something like that? This just in, and it says if you put Michael Jordan in today's game, he's just another superstar. And they put the quote on there and they credited it to Bleacher Report. And this is what I mean. Like, dog, we got to at least do our jobs. My job is to get on here and entertain people for 2 hours a day. That's all three of our jobs. We get on here, we entertain people for 2 hours a day. I record 3 more videos. And at a minimum, I try to make sure what I'm saying, if it's based in my opinion, I make sure I say it's my opinion. If it's based in fact, I make sure I quote the sources, all these things that I've learned from just listening to the radio, watching people that are very professional do it. I ain't going to school for none of this. I just feel like that's the thing you do when it's not your stuff and somebody else is getting credit for it, right? So not only did you take a fake quote and miscredit it to Ja Morant, but then
and Bleacher Report, not gonna hold you.
No, but then you miscredited it to Bleacher Report, and Bleacher Report never said nothing like that.
Right.
So now you're talking about miscrediting 2 sources on an interview that clearly you didn't listen to. Right. And then you send people on TV and they don't listen to the interview because they go on TV and simply comment on what the quote is.
Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins couldn't have listened to that interview.
No, not in real time.
But here's my thing, right? Like, even if you come with the quote, you come with like they're prepping them for what's coming.
Oh yeah.
The pod was from the day before.
Yeah.
So you had an opportunity to listen to the interview. Like, we're in such a mode of, I got to just take this quote and run with it. I got to just take this small thing and run with it. And it's just so, to me, it's poor journalism. It's a discredit to how they're doing their job. It's a discredit to their service of being a major network. And it's a joke. But it's a joke when I'm sorry, bro, when a YouTube show is putting out better content than you should be ashamed of yourself. And I think I put out amazing content. I think we put out great content. I think we need a TV channel just for us to keep finding mugs that's able to get content. But what I'm going to say is, you should be better than us. You got Disney behind you.
This is the thing, too, for me, right? I don't even know how it get to that based off the simple fact you have a production meeting. So they at least said, hey, in the production, because they already said, hey, this is the production meeting. This is how we lay the stuff out. These are the topics that we're gonna talk about. And nobody listens to the interview.
Or at least the snippet of it, right? Like
that's just,
at least if you listen to the snippet of it, you can find out that that's not the quote that he said.
Hey, that's why you need pre-pro, bro.
That's weird to me. But I mean, like, I don't know, because I can't even chalk it up to, they first person trying to be right, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, but they're not the first ones, and they won't be the last.
It's just, they've been all over the place.
It's just interesting because, like, of course, the biggest thing between, and always this was always, or this tends to be the trend. The biggest thing between what I keep calling Big Brother or a large company or corporation putting out content, and then the smaller guys like us putting out content is stats and numbers. So they're gonna get numbers that say their viewership reacts best to this. And of course, depending on what you're doing and how you're doing it, you can get those numbers too. But the reaction tends to go and be heavily geared toward whatever gains the most viewership for sponsors and for advertisements. So the instant reaction or controversial take or attempting to go viral is the biggest thing right now. So the more ridiculous statement that Kendrick Perkins can make in order for a clip to be put out, in order for it to create controversy, is the biggest thing. So they probably actually don't even care that Bleacher Report didn't put that out. But what they want to gear it or direct attention to is their hosts or their the reaction that is being given to said potential or hypothetical quote that was presented. So everything now is very interesting in how people are choosing, or outlets are choosing to gain viewership through through their instant or microwave reactions to content.
It's a weird
for content.
It's a weird dynamic, right? Because there should be a separation between us, right? I'm not a reporter. You're not a reporter. He's not a reporter. I'm reacting to what reporters are telling me. I'm reacting to what the media is telling me. I'm reacting to what ESPN is telling me. These things, like people that we rely on, right? And then I'm giving my opinion based on that,
or even what's being done.
Yeah.
Or even what's being done, right? Like I'm looking at what's happening during the game. When I'm live calling the game, I'm giving my opinion based on what I'm seeing on the court.
Right.
But I'm not a reporter.
Right.
Like there should be a level of, and here's the thing, right? The reporters and the mugs that's in the meeting rooms and all that stuff that write all this, some of the stuff that comes out and stuff like that, like they got the nerve to be uppity about the difference between us and them.
Yeah.
They got the nerve to try and gatekeep us from where we want to go, right? They got the nerve to try and keep us out from where we want to go. And the thing with it for me is that how you gonna keep me out?
And you down here with me.
And you down here with me. You wrote an entire newspaper article on opinion that you didn't have information on based on what somebody said.
Right.
And I've seen that multiple times, right? Like we talked about it on Locked On NBA. Me and Nick Angstead,
Locked On Dallas, right? Locked On Mavs.
From Locked On Mavs, yeah.
Shout out to him, bro.
And we talked about it. We had a segment on Locked On NBA where we were talking about, right, like Zion Williamson saying that if people wanted to hear how he felt about playing for the Pelicans, they needed to just come ask him and not just listen to a random quote that got put out there that which I think it was by his uncle, his dad, somebody like a family member, right? A family member, somebody in his camp, right? That put it out there, but it still was you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't Zion. And so he said, instead of them coming to me, they just ran with the quote. And so then, right, like the question mark came in and the question that Nick asked was, should the Bulls should the Bulls? I really went back there. Should the blame go on the reporters for running with the story, or for Zion Williamson for not clarifying it in the modern era of media where KD's got a pod, Draymond's got a pod, Bron's on Twitter all the time, right? And I was like, here's the thing, right?
That man don't care.
Zion, well, the thing is, Zion came out and complained about it.
Oh, okay.
So you care, right? Like, if you take the time to complain about something, you care. I love when Musk complain about something too, and they're like, I don't really care, but this is a real, and be like, well, you're complaining though. I don't care, but it's like, it's mad irritating.
Full half hour. We've been done with this
Bro.
for like.
Right, you know what I mean?
More like a word whisper. Like,
Funny how
I just find it funny. Like, it's hilarious to me, but I don't really care.
Right,
Like, it doesn't pertain to my life.
everything before I don't really care. You really do care.
anyway.
Right. you
But so,
really
like,
care.
I looked at, right, and for me, right, I said, there's a level of integrity that should come with reporting. There's a place for people that are running with opinion. There's a place for people that are running with hot takes. There's a place for people that are running with fire, right? But there's a difference in reporting. There should be a different level of integrity. You should be able to look at me and say, well, you're just giving your opinion on this. You don't actually have all the facts. I shouldn't be able to look at you and say, you're giving me your opinion on this. You don't have all the facts. You get to look Zion in the face.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so, like, when it comes down to like stuff like that, like, that's kind of where it's not a beef for me, but it's the attitude of uppityness that you get from a lot of people that are in bigger media, that are in mainstream media, that are a part of a lot of these radio stations where they're doing a lot of the gatekeeping, trying to keep podcasters and like, we're not media members, you're just a podcaster, you're just a YouTuber and stuff like that, trying to keep us out, which is fine, right? Which is fine. I'm fine with being that. I am a podcaster. I am a YouTuber, but don't hit me with a level of uppityness because you've been doing your job for 30 years and you writing down opinions and you reacting to stuff that hasn't been vetted. You're reacting to stuff that hasn't been put out there for real, right? And so I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it.
But
if you can get got by ball sack sports, I want y'all to understand, ball sack sports.
no, but again, back to the point I made earlier. We come from a time like my grandfather read the newspaper every morning. I look up to people who were a part of like journalism and media where I had to read the paper to get your opinion. Like, we were hanging on every word that was in black and white that came out in the Sun-Times and the Tribune. Now, instantly I can go to Twitter, I can type something and say something, and then it's my opinion. But we're in an interesting time because everybody is having barbershop conversation.
Yeah.
Everybody is sitting around with their friends, sharing their opinion.
Squat.
That a lot of other people are a lot of other people like, oh yeah, I was just talking with my friends and we said the same thing. So a lot of the conversations we were having after reading those articles, then we're just having in real time now.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference is we want the journalists to do what y'all do. You're trained for all of this. You know what you have to do. You have to keep your journalistic integrity. We take that from y'all and want to have a certain integrity about ourselves when we're doing our version of media and podcasting. And
I ain't gonna lie to you.
the validity is the same. We want to keep a certain air about ourselves where we don't want to just come on here and say anything. We want to have a certain...
That was the early show. When the show was early.
Certain
Mr. Trubisky's the white Cam Newton. Oh, whoa, Pat. Whoa. Whoa.
Right,
Whoa, Pat.
learned in real time the difference between a hot take and act like an actual...
Hey, I believe that. That wasn't even a hot take. That was a real opinion. I believed he had a shot. I was like 6'5", big arm. He can make all the throws.
Right. Let's crown him. Crown him.
I was crowning him.
But the point is,
Let me down.
there is always enough room for everyone.
Video's still up too.
New media, I know it's a hot phrase. Shout out to Draymond. But media now includes podcasters, social media influencers, along with radio, newspaper.
I think we run it.
Team riders.
I think we run it.
Because this, but
I think we run it when you think about it, right? Like, what's the clip from? What's the John Morant clip from?
A podcast. Yeah.
Where they taking the information? When's the last time you saw a major star talking on ESPN?
I'll tell
That's
you
true.
the day that died is when Kyrie went to ESPN, because I remember it was both Stephen A. and Max was in studio that day, and I think Kyrie was saying something, and then Max was getting upset because Kyrie was like, "Nah, that's not what I said. You misconstruing it." And something, man, he was trying to go at him for like the last 10 minutes. And the minute Kyrie like left after that, that was like the last time I actually seen like an actual player.
I mean, but that was a weird situation. Didn't Kyrie just pull up?
Yeah,
Like they didn't invite him.
Nah,
I think Kyrie just pulled up on that mug.
Kyrie just pulled up, but
I think he was like, I was in the neighborhood, so I figured I might as well stop.
that was like the last time.
But even that, bro, like that's one of them. Like, when do you see, like, bro, like Brian ain't on ESPN. Like
That's a sideline.
KD ain't on ESPN.
I
I think are we Chris Bosh?
Hold on. Your man
When Chris Bosh went up
Scott
there?
Van Pelt be getting them after the game, but that's the extent.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about post game interviews. I'm talking about like going on there to like sit down and talk with somebody across the table. But I see that all the time.
Yeah.
I see John Moran. I see CJ McCollum. I see Dame Lillard. I see Russell Westbrook. I see Draymond Green. I see Stephen Curry on podcasts. I don't see none of them on the major networks.
Because
And then where did
because it is quickly is easy. Like look at platforms like I Am Athlete and the Pivot podcast.
Yeah.
And Draymond's podcast and even KD's. Like
I love what Brandon Marshall has done.
Like
with I Am
legit.
Athlete. That's one of my favorite podcasts.
for NFL players, because they really don't get to talk because they
Hey,
I
will say, Brandon done finally stop asking about if he better than Chad, if he was better than Chad or not.
I love
it.
And two,
I think that
it's like they
Deion
really
broke his
get
Deion broke his spirit. When Deion told him, he said who would be tougher. What did he say? Who would be tougher to cover, me or him? He was like him, because he could do so much. You big. I know you gonna do. I know certain things you gonna do, and you still gonna be able to get, but you not. No, but he gonna be tough.
Like, you know what?
But see, that's what I'm saying. You really get to give it up, like, and it's no.
They feel comfortable.
There's no like we literally. I believe podcasting, a French benefit of it is breaking down a lot of the pretense and walls that used to be put up by traditional journalists.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if I come on this platform, I have to say things a certain way, or I can't say certain things in order to not offend. Now everybody's just giving it up all the time. Draymond, during a championship parade, flipped everyone the bird and said, if you want a part of this squad, if you don't live in this city, we don't care about you or your opinion.
Yeah.
And like everybody was hanging on every word. We lived for it.
Yeah.
It was cut up. It was quoted. Clips were put out.
And then he just randomly went and got ice cream.
Yeah, and then
Said it was hot.
Randomly.
Said it was hot.
like, okay,
Just go get some ice cream.
2 scoops of the Rocky Road or something. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But literally, that's where we are, and it's a very interesting time. So that's what I'm saying. With all of this access to technology, to a camera, to the internet, everybody, podcasters included, influencers included, we all have, heavy is the crown. Like, we all have a responsibility.
Heavy as the head that wears the
Yeah,
crown.
exactly. Everybody has a responsibility to uphold a level of integrity.
But you know what,
We can't
though?
just be putting out anything. That's why we look at people amidst us who are our peers who just say anything and bloviate and like, why are you paying attention to that goofy over there? Because we not.
But I think what goes along with that, right? And to Pat's point about like we haven't seen like star athletes on, ESPN and so on and so forth, is because I feel like now, especially with the podcast that's out there, like people know people obviously like in this day and age, especially when you're doing the new media, like I feel like for ESPN and those boys at FS1, like you too busy trying to hijack somebody point when they do come on and give you an interview.
Okay.
That is like, all right, by the time that I'm done, all right, I know now. I'm not messing with you. Like I'm finna go get my time to Draymond or KD and Kyrie's case. I'm a go to B Marsh to try to express my opinion because like you're not fully grasping what I'm saying, and right now I don't know if it's just because you need headlines or I'm just a dude to bash.
Yeah.
At this moment, but when we ask y'all to be better, y'all turn around and do something that you feel me that wasn't in my best interest. Even though you're trying to get a clip, it's technically making y'all look bad.
Did y'all hear when Draymond explained what new media was on the JJ Redick podcast?
When he said, I seen his part of it on his show where he said, part of my job is to make sure that we don't tear everybody down.
Yeah.
But we give each athlete his flowers equally instead of trying to put this person down.
But not even
get up their flowers. That was part of that.
It's part of it. It's part of it for sure. But it was how he explained it about when you used to turn on ESPN or you would turn on whatever the station was, right? You would be there to learn something. Like I learned the game watching Magic Johnson talk about how to break down a defense. I learned basketball watching, like all the players that used to just come on there and be a part of like the ESPN crews, and they would sit there. Yeah, I learned it from Kenny, from Chuck, from.
Damn, I learned drop coverage from JJ Redick.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, and that was when he had Joel Embiid on the show, and you was like, man, somebody got
to tell me what drop coverage is. I didn't know what a drop, not drop coverage. We tweaking. Drop defense.
Yeah,
drop defense. Drop coverage. That's NFL. But drop defense. Yeah, I was like, what? And what point does this make sense to use it?
Yeah.
And then you hear somebody like that know what they do and explain it. But it was how Stephen A. and Draymond kind of came together on it that really made me proud of the show that we built here, because every one of us know that we weren't good enough to make a higher league.
Oh, yeah.
High school was the pinnacle of sports, and intramurals. I'm killing the game out here in intramurals.
Oh yeah,
don't play with me.
I'm 5'8".
No, my back,
bro. There was nobody's NBA.
My back to the basket game at Export is fire. Don't play with me. You know what I mean?
I'm a weekend warrior, bro.
But the thing is, right? Like, there's people that come on these shows. There's people that come on, and the problem is, right? It's not just like on a podcast. I almost could get somebody coming on a podcast and saying, I do this here and I know how this works. And there's certain people that have podcasts that have played at higher levels than I have that can explain sports to you and different things like that, and explain how you cover somebody and explain how you play a drop defense and stuff like that. I got guys that I went to high school with that end up playing D1 college, so I know they know more about basketball than I do, right? Like, but it's the guys that come on a mic, and the problem is there's so many of them on ESPN. And they talk like they know.
Oh, like they've been there?
And they talk like they played. And they talk like, and it's like, listen, I'm giving you my opinion based on what I've seen and based on what I've heard and based on the understanding that I have of the NBA or the NFL or MLB, whatever it is right now. And baseball, to be real with you, right? Baseball is probably the sport I know how to play the most because I played it the most. But basketball, I understand because I loved how I learned how to like how defenses work and how defensive scheme works. And I look at the game from the defensive side of the ball. And so, like, for me, right, like looking at these guys who come on these shows and they're, oh, well, you know, you got to be doing this and this is the standard and this is, it's like, how do you know? You ain't been in these locker rooms. And Stephen A hit it from a different point, right? Because Stephen A talked about how he goes at it. And he said basically like he attacks it from the angle of one, somebody done already said this to me. Like there's been a player or an old head or somebody that said this to me. It's not me coming with this random opinion on my own. This is how people that have played the game have come with these statements and stuff like that. And on top of that, I want you to tell me the information that you're withholding from me because you don't want me to be in that locker room. No. And you don't want me to understand what's going on. And you don't want, and so my job is to pull that out of you. And so that's why I really like how Draymond was talking about new media, and it made me really proud of what we built here at the Breeze, because like, I don't think there's we all talk like, this is how we would do this. This is how I would do this. This is how I would make this happen. But if like when Stacey King was on here, wasn't nobody finna be up in this mug. Like, so Stacey, like, what do you think you could have done to get that Minnesota team to the NBA finals, right? Like, do you feel like I thought you could have done this more? Like, I haven't been in the trenches with you.
Right.
I ain't been in, and here's the thing, like to that same effect, like when people try to tell me how to do a YouTube show or how to podcast or how to do, unless you've been out here doing this, right? Like anybody can pick up a mic.
You can't tell me.
But I'll tell you, have y'all listened to a lot of the new shows that's popping up? I ain't saying no names or nothing, but
oh yeah,
bro,
they're journalists,
bro,
who are sitting in front of a mic.
You don't know,
speaking their article.
Oh yeah, nah, bro,
it's awful.
It's
not entertaining. You have to have some kind of mic presence. Look, watch this. This is how you do it, right? And Muzz talk about me for it, but when I do this,
dead air,
and then I come back with it, that's how you control the room. Stop playing with me. I bet you
like that, ladies and gentlemen.
I bet you everybody on the other side right there was like, what's he talking about?
Hey, but everybody,
Brian Windhorst though. Shout out to him.
Everybody out there is not really aware. They're not aware of
what's happening with that. With Brian Windhorst, you ain't see that?
Oh yeah.
When Brian Windhorst was on First Take, what's going on out in Utah? What's happening? That's what everybody's waiting for. Bro, them mugs was like,
they was every word.
Yeah.
Every word. That's how you got to do that, man.
What? My God. The bogus part was when Shorty tried to like say what she thought. He was like, what's going on out there? And he was like, they getting ready for a big trade? No. Dang. Like,
think to yourselves, contemplate. We're thinking, we're moving.
Oh man. Just be better, ESPN. That's kind of what it all comes down to. Listen, I love a lot of the people at ESPN.
Don't
like y'all
where
I don't know what is ESPN radio now here? Because like the radio is owned differently.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like the radio's not owned by Disney no more. They're owned by Good Karma Brands.
Everybody,
and I love just about everybody over there.
Everybody is either on some type of like a shout out to iHeartRadio, Odyssey, whatever. Like because everybody has a home. What's it called? A home, not a home theater, but a home, like a home listening station. Some type of Amazon, Google Home, Apple, like whatever.
Don't say a name. Just start talking in
where everything is either over like some type of network where they're streaming the radio. So really, in some instances, local markets have cut out Big Brother, and they're like, okay, cool, everybody's either listening from a device or they've got it attached to their cars now. Like, Amazon has some partnerships with some vehicles. There's Apple Play. There's Android Play. Like you can do all these things via the internet and not necessarily radio waves.
Yeah.
So the need for some middleman in that instance where you need another entity to deliver it when you just have the internet here available to you and you can do it in a different avenue has made these, has opened up these options for local markets. So that's why I see that being where, okay, somebody will be attached to or this. So if you ever ask if you ever ask Amazon or like your Echo or anything to play something, it'll be playing it through a certain Like, oh, it's brought to you by a certain.
Oh yeah. It's through a
anyway.
program.
Yeah.
It's through a program, yeah. Because even when I do it, I'll be like, play ESPN 1000, and it'll be like playing ESPN 1000 through iHeartRadio.
Yeah, through
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel you on that. Nah, man, I don't know. That was my whole thing, man. Be better, man. Be better. That's all I ask.
Shout out to any independent media. Shout out to if you getting it back from a conglomerate, whatever you're doing. Hey, I just implore everybody, if you don't know the technology, get to know it. Pay attention to your audio quality. Video is very popular and easy to monetize, but don't front on those who just strictly listen to audio.
Hey, that's our problem.
I do it.
That's
myself.
our problem. I ain't gonna lie to you. So which one of y'all taking over posting the podcast? Because I'm terrible. I am terrible.
I need a desktop.
You don't need a desktop to post the audio.
I would like a setup. I can't.
Oh, you want a setup?
Yeah,
I want a desktop.
I want a desktop. Do it like
you need what?
The computer you got right now.
Apple is nice, but I can't do it from I can't do everything from
the screens.
I'm not the monitor, but the dig you bought.
The tower.
My tower.
The tower.
Yeah, I guess so. I think, yeah.
My PC.
Yeah, PC. I need.
Oh, you just need a gaming PC. Oh, that's easy. I told y'all to get on that one. That one was $1,000.
Oh yeah,
changed my whole life. Hey, we can stream. Hey, we couldn't do this off of the Surface Pro. That mug was smoking. The Surface Pro the battery legitimately blew up on the Surface Pro. That's why I had to stop using it. That's why I had to buy a new computer.
Yeah,
it's tough out here.
Don't tell the NFL that. Can't look at those plays.
No, for that is good, but streaming a show in 4K is a little tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey man, we appreciate you.
What was the play that your man that John Gruden got hot off of?
The turkey hole?
No, the one he kept predicting.
You don't remember that one?
The one he kept predicting, like it was like it became a popular phrase, and they even made a skit on it off it from the NFL.
The turkey hole.
No, it was something. It was called something else. It was a defense he was calling out.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I remember him saying we go in practice, we call this one the turkey hole. And then like everybody that he played for was like, yeah, we ain't never called it that in practice, bro. I don't know what John's talking about.
It was like the
Hey John, I ain't messing with the turkey hole, brother. I don't know what's going on with that.
I cannot remember it. It's not the annexation of Puerto Rico either. It's something.
That's your play.
Right, that's my play. And it's not the Fumparooski. It's something else.
Fumparooski.
It was something like, I think it was something having to do like, it was like a RPO type of thing. Or
I don't remember
when it first got popular. I just remember him when he was commentating in his prime and commentating before he started, got into his mess. It was a play he was just predicting all the time.
Yeah, I them RPOs. They be taking them out from college anyway.
Yeah.
Cause the Philly Shuffle, somebody took that from Dabo Swinney.
The Philly Special.
I mean, yeah, the Philly.
He said
Special.
He said he didn't put the Super Bowl Shuffle and the Philly Special together. All right, now,
let's just might as well put a.
Hey man, let's keep it going though, Brand. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports. How Chicago talk. We went on a little rant on that mug, man. That's all right.
We get passionate about this media.
Passionate about this media out here. We do passion.
You know what's gonna keep us warm tonight, guys?
Those degrees. Passion. What else we had on the docket today to chop up, man? What else did we have to talk about? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we did have that to talk about. Wow. Speaking of ball sack sports.
Wow.
From ball sack to
dum da dum dum dum. Where's the ludicrous skit when you need it? I can't say it, John.
Oh, bro. Speaking of ball sack sports, why don't you explain what happened with Zach Wilson, bro?
Stacy's mom has got it going.
Do you feel like it's a little weird? So go ahead, tell the people what happened with Zach Wilson. Go ahead, let them know.
All right, man. So basically, So Zach Wilson and his ex-girlfriend, they took to the NFL draft. Basically, they broke up. And then she had went out. Well, now she's currently dating his former college teammate
And best friend.
Dax Milner. They go to a BYU basketball game, and then somebody on IG was like, "Derek, bro, that's crazy, homie hopper." And then she come back saying, "No, the real homie hopper is Zack because he is out getting busy with Dax Milner's mom, legitimately." And basically she found out, and then his ex and his ex best friend basically, they date now, they're item. They just went Instagram official. And I guess you said she has
The mom ended up going on like IG and denied nothing, but basically went on a rant about how social media ruins lives on social media, by the way, and how it was the devil and all that. Bro, I'll say this, right? This is my only issue with it, right? Because here's the thing. I also want somebody drop a stat. How many of the girlfriends that go to the draft make it out? Because Russell Wilson thought his chick was definitely, Russell Wilson chick thought she had hit the jackpot.
What he said? He said something like a New York 5. What he said? He said like a New York 5 is a something like Atlanta 10 or something like that. Like, yo, a Wisconsin 8 is like a Chicago 3. Keep it up. That little pasty white girl, he got up on there.
Yeah,
she was like, I don't know if she gonna make it through the.
And now Sierra back out here making Target music bangers. Boy, she got them back to school specials ready.
She was like, because when he got drafted, she was just like, yes! And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, she was scary. I'm not going to lie to you.
I see why.
I was concerned. She was a little bit scary. But now, here's the only...
Where are they now?
Here's on NFL girlfriends at the draft?
NFL.
But you know somebody on TikTok gotta have that.
Where are you now on NFL?
Courtney is a Walmart greeter. Fumbled the bag. We're sorry. Courtney, you're gonna have to get it together.
Hey, Courtney wasn't messing with ball sack sports. That's the problem.
I'm sorry, those backflips you did in college, I don't know where they got you, but aisle 3 needs some cleaning.
Oh man, but I'll say here's my only issue with it, right? And I have no problem. Like, everybody's had the mom in high school that they looked at and they was like, yo, I'd knock your mom down.
Wowzers.
But, and I'm not saying it's your friend's mom either. Like, it wasn't my friend's moms anyway. All my friends' moms, I looked at them as aunties because I had been friends with them for so long.
Thank you. Integrity.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
I don't know what your mom looked like. You know why? Because I don't know or look at her in an attractive way.
But here's the thing, right? Like, if you're Zach Wilson, like this is recent. This isn't something that happened like
yeah, you was with Shorty for a full
like he was in the NFL when this went down. They broke up while he was in the league. And so he's knocking down my guy's mom.
He made it to the show
while he's in the league. My thing is, we going after the iconic mom if you in the league. Like, I get it's a category for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you search, you know what I mean? It's a category. She's stuck in a dryer somewhere. But my thing is, like,
stay out of those stepmom categories.
Is that what we going for 2 years into the league?
Stop it.
And I'm a mom's guy. Y'all know me. You know, I mess with moms. I love
not in the way that you think, but in the way that
well, kind of. I got a kid now, so.
Oh yeah.
But I always like even like Ringo used to laugh at me. I would be like, she your mom? Hey, she bad. Yeah, she for sure.
I'm just like,
crazy.
Hey, bro, I mess with moms. I don't know why. So like, I'm on Zach Wilson's side here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
My only issue,
but like 2 years into the league, I'm going for a different level of mom here.
They really painted him like he was like you hit like if you remember the draft, like it was like, okay, cool. We have all the athletic black guys. We're gonna put this white Jesus like right here. Like he's a Hollister model and like innocent and they're dancing to that rap music. He doesn't know what that is. He didn't move. He didn't do the twist at all. He didn't jig or anything. He just stood there like, I don't listen to rap music. Like he really looked like they really painted him like he was the golden boy and he knocking down his homie moms.
And then he went to the Jets.
Right.
Which
So
probably is what set him down this path
to the show. There's no need to keep up that
Hey,
facade.
'cause you know what? He
Made it. He got his money. We're all good.
Yeah.
Now he's free to knock down all his teammates' moms. This is crazy.
Now, is that a fear if you own the team, right? Because this is a former teammate at BYU. Is that a fear if you own the Jets?
No,
Like, are you concerned to bring your mom around Zach Wilson at this
I
point?
think
No, because he's not good.
It don't matter about him being good. It matter about him looking good.
And his teammates is a little different than your college best friend.
You know she had to be on some look. You've been looking good for a while now. That's how it had to be. Like in the NFL, like you at least got to be decent.
So does he double down on it though? Does he keep dating the mom?
No.
I don't know, bro.
Up next is a Kardashian.
Nah, I think like your ex-girl is with your former best friend. I think I keep dating the mom in this situation.
He's going to be with another mom. I just don't think it's going to be with her.
I think I keep dating the mom on some like just so I can see buddy, knowing dang well right he's not working out as much as I am, and I just want to see him and be like, hey, bro,
it's some revenge.
make sure you're at home by 7 for dinner.
I think this is a case from the House of Petty, and
The House of Petty. Where's Petty Casanova when you need him?
There's no mystery. There's no Scooby Doo needed. This is from the House of Petty.
What's weirder, Zach Wilson or the Currys?
The Currys was just you happen to be famous and doing adult things.
No, because I think that was a.
They divorced and then you just started. Y'all basically.
Yeah, but you don't think that was that flop was already going on?
Yeah,
I feel like it was I feel like
they did the coin flipped already.
Yeah, I'm saying
they didn't flip again.
I feel like the Currys was a situation where the coin flip is tough, right? 'Cause you get Dale and old boy together. That's tough there.
You got what you got.
But no, like I feel like right with the Currys, right? Like you talking about like that probably was going on beforehand.
Right, bro.
And like one got one was getting taken care of better than the other could take care of the other, and that's where the jealousy started up
like,
in
you think
there.
they sit there watching their son's game all the time? No, we gotta get around.
They got two sons. There's plenty of game to watch.
Right, we gotta get around to the swingers clubs or something.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I think, bro.
Gotta keep it. What?
So who's weird? So whose situation is weirder though?
Another Gambino quote. Auntie said, "Keep the sex game picante."
I feel like his situation is weirder though, because it's just like you pull up on him in the locker room. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, mom wants you at home by 6. Yeah, we doing this casserole thing, this tuna casserole thing.
Well, now we back to the Currys.
Bring some.
Is that in the cookbook?
Bring some cider to the crib. Bring Abby if you want to. I really don't care. Yeah.
That's tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's hilarious.
Everybody's gonna be here. Hey, bud, be on your best behavior.
Bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like the thing is, right? Like both parents was on the stage with him when he. Now, granted, right? You probably don't care nearly as much when you win a championship. It's probably a lot worse, right? Like here's the thing, though.
Wasn't he shooting basketball at a golf event? Like Steph Curry was just
yeah.
No, he was cutting.
But here's the question, right? Like say Zach Wilson wins a Super Bowl. You taking his mom up there? Like, yeah, I mean, you usually got your spouse up there. You taking his mom up there? Stacy's mom has got it going on.
He's gonna shop at Ambiguous Factory and find one IG model, and it's gonna be up in the stuff.
I don't know, bro. He got a thing for older chicks. He was with an older chick right after Shorty.
He's
shopping at Milton, son.
He's yes, bro.
Wow.
Yes, bro.
For older chicks.
Yeah, wow.
He definitely is a fan of the full Brazzers category.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like
It's Dunder MILF. Got it. Good.
You know what I mean? Like
There you
that's I don't know, bro. Like that's a whole different you dig to me. Like if he's showing up, I think he might show up to the Super Bowl with moms out
Hey,
here.
get
bro.
it how you live.
I ain't mad at him. Listen, y'all know I rock with a good mom. It's something about the age and the experience. Yeah, you know what I mean, you ain't got to teach nothing. You ain't got to. It's a whole different life.
That's because he's a NFL player. Doesn't mean he can't be shopping in the.
But Zach Wilson also looked like he like fits a profile.
Sugar Mama cat.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he fits a profile with that whole situation. Yeah, you know what I mean, like he's definitely pulling up with the
He's trying to be little
Miss Loretta. I'm ready for the rest of the tour. Yeah, I mean, like he fits a
I
profile.
don't want to be here.
I'm supposed to be throwing ones right now.
I'm supposed to be throwing dots.
Supposed to be throwing dots right now. Instead, I'm here with your mom.
Wow.
You did this. You brought this on yourself.
If his numbers are lackluster, we will know why.
But that's why I said, bro, he gotta get.
No, here's the thing. What if now all of a sudden he's a star quarterback?
Oh, then that's
Like
he not staying with Shorty then.
no, I'm saying say what if she was the key? Like he was with the young girl that he went through and this is the crazy thing, right? High school sweetheart together 6 years, broke up with her for Buddy's mom.
Wowzers. That's a different type of secret sauce over there.
Relax there, but I did not leave the screw in the tuna.
Hey.
Or did he? Actually, I
Or did I?
dropped the screw in the tuna.
It was me.
That's got so many of them.
It was me.
Yo.
It was me.
I got so many wrong places.
That is hilarious, yo. Ah! Yo, are we gonna talk about this past weekend, man?
Oh man, yeah, we did have All-Star Weekend here, didn't we?
Shout out to the WNBA family, man.
Are we really shouting them out?
No, we
I'm in a bashing mood.
the Chicago?
I'm in a bashing mood. Listen. Shout out to. Let's talk about it as it is. Shout out to all the ladies.
Facts.
Shout out to all the Chicago Sky players, all of the WNBA players that came out here. Hope y'all had a
Free
great time.
BG, you know what it is.
Yep, big free BG energy.
Free BG.
NBA
Let's
All
start
Star
with
game.
love and then get to the criticisms.
That's what I said. It's all love to everybody there, right? Like I mean, listen, they made the All-Star
shows up
team
like it normally does. We are a city that can plan an event. Okay?
Yeah.
If you want to hold an event here, people will show up. They will buy tickets the day of, but they will show up. You got to know that anywhere in Chicago. Most going to be like, what you doing? Man, I don't even know yet. 2 afternoon come. Hey, bro, you heard about the All-Star game? We finna show up. That's how it is, man.
But you know what? The problem is, and it's nothing on the players. It's love to all the players. I think that you got to, if you're watching the WNBA, you realize how incredibly talented they are, how much they can actually do, what they can actually get done, right? But the problem is, right, like there's not enough people watching the WNBA that just know, oh, the WNBA All-Star game is this weekend. Also, the WNBA seems to have this thing, right, where they plan things out
last minute.
I don't know if it was planned out last minute. I'm assuming this was planned at some point, but you have horrible timing where, and maybe it's just because of how the schedule fall. Maybe it's but like you did it on the one weekend in Chicago, all of these weekends where it's something to do in Chicago, right? Or where it's actually did last weekend or weekend before last. What was going on in Chicago? Regular Chicago stuff. Wasn't nothing major happening. Maybe some events, pop-ups, something like that. You picked the taste.
Oh, yeah.
You pick the one weekend where there's going to be a major thing happening in Chicago. Oh, by the way, just like you did with your NBA Finals games, where you're putting them on NFL Sundays, where you know that people are going to tune in to the Chicago Bears over the WNBA Finals. Yeah. It's sad to see. You don't want to say it like this, bro, but like you almost feel like Kathy Engelbert just doesn't know.
The commissioner of the WNBA.
The commissioner of the WNBA just doesn't know how to market her brand. And so she needs help. And I don't want this to be like, oh, women need help from a man, but she needs help from somebody that's done it. There's a whole line of people in the NBA that are already doing this. And I'm sure the NBA helps in some way or form, but you need to, like, Kathy Engelbert should not be the GM or the commissioner of the WNBA. You did nothing.
She needs help. Only because you should not, we as the consumer or fans, because Go Sky is Sky.
I love watching the WNBA. It's a good product.
There's no way we should know. There's no way that same day or even the day before that there should be an announcement of when the skills challenge was and what, like the flyer for the skills challenge and the 3-point contest was literally tweeted out or promoted the day before.
I'm fine with that because I know when it's gonna be, right? Like I know it's gonna be, but you didn't promote the weekend,
right? In comparison to, like, we didn't know when I didn't know when or where anything was. All I knew was
now that's different.
That the All-Star game was going to be at 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon at Wintrust Arena. That is the only thing I knew as a consumer. Like literally, like unless I have to go dig and research and find out where it was. 1, 2, I'm like, I don't know if they really purchased any advertisements on the street. Like maybe around Wintrust there probably was banners and things, but when the NBA All-Star game was here, you could not make a turn without seeing.
Here's my thing, right?
There was something.
Here's my thing. You're not like the WNBA. Like, let's be real. The All-Star game is the weakest part of All-Star weekend. Yeah, dunk contest is the weakest part of All-Star weekend. But like the All-Star game itself is a part of the, like the weekend is the climax. The weekend is actually being there, kicking it at the All-Star game, kicking it around the players, kicking it. Like the whole city should turn out for like how Chicago did it.
Now they did do other things, but this I only knew this because I watched the game. They did the WNBA Cares. They did different camps. They did different camps for young women, trying to get them to stay in sports, because statistics say that a lot of the young ladies who get into sports, there's a large percentage of them that end up quitting later on. So they're trying to get the young ladies to stay in the sports that they start. So they did a camp for that, like they do similarly for a lot of youth sports. They did an NBA Cares event, I believe, giving out food to free groceries to communities that need it. So they were active in the community. They did
that's all nice, but that ain't doing nothing for you advertising your company.
And that gets to the point where most of the events during the WNBA All-Star weekend in Chicago were closed to the public. There were, like we heard or either through Twitter or whatever, that of course anything that having to do in the city, you're going to get Chance doing something. And of course, you're going to get Candace Parker doing something. And they both do parties. Chance had a event that was close to the public. Candace Parker had, an Adidas event that was close to the public, but it was live streamed on WNBA's platform.
So when you say close to the public, like it just wasn't people there?
It was close to the general public. That means there was no open invitation for anyone to either purchase a ticket or to show up for free.
So how'd you get in?
Invite only for those in the WNBA media or celebrity. So it was not open to the public.
Bro, it's so bad.
The reason the commissioner gave was because in her press conference, she announced multiple things. One, that the WNBA was going to add more games, and they're going up to 40 games.
Wow.
2, that the WNBA, the league, was going to foot the bill for chartering flights for the playoffs only. That's how they're going to start.
I got so many beats.
Which blew me so much was that a lot of the events held were private events or not open to the public because of the fear of gun violence.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is a weird way to say it. I don't know why the women play in the WNBA.
Hey, we trying to.
Oh, like what incentive they have?
But whole time though,
I don't know why the women play in the WNBA. Like, I get like it's your home city and stuff like that, and there's of course a hometown tied to it and stuff like that. But the WNBA ain't the best women's league in the world. WNBA ain't even close to the best women's league in the world. They don't pay you like they're anywhere close to the best women's league in the world. There's a reason why Brittany Griner was overseas in Russia playing basketball, because she can make 3 times as much as she can here. Brittany Griner makes $220,000
Oh wow.
a year. She can make 3 times as much playing in Russia. I don't understand why the WNBA even has a leg to stand on. And you know why? Because it's backed by the NBA. While I understand the WNBA definitely does not draw in nearly as much money, which is the reason why the women aren't paid anywhere near as close to LeBron. And I'm sorry to everybody who's offended by, oh, well, it's still a good product. Well, you need to have people watching it for you to get a close to $500 million deal for the TV and all that stuff right there, right? Like, you need those deals in place for you to get $215 million deals for Zack Lavine alone, right? But if the NBA is not willing to put part of their $60 billion into what the WNBA makes in a year, which is about $60 million, then you're not even willing to push this league to the point that it needs to get to put it in a position to close the wage gap.
Yeah, that's.
And you have to be, and here's the thing, right? You have to make it entertaining enough. You got to make it like, I'm not with the muds that are like lower the rims and all that stuff so that they could dunk, right? Like, cause I like the skill part of the WNBA. I like the fact that you got to be able to have handles. I like the fact that you got to be able to make plays. And I think the WNBA is at a place. I think the WNBA is at a place where. No, because it's some bad players in there too. But I think the WNBA is at a place where
percentage of
you're starting to see more talent. I think it's at where the NBA was in the 90s, and there's a growth that has to go into that. I really do think it's like the WNBA, like, yeah, mugs don't think about it, right? Like, it's not that long ago. Michael Jordan had won 5 NBA championships. He had to go overseas to play against Arturas Karnisovas and the or whatever team he was on. It wasn't the Serbian team, to expand the game.
Oh, yeah, they expanded it.
He had won 5 NBA championships.
Yeah.
So it's not that long ago that the NBA was there. Yeah, but if you're going to make this league something big or something great or something that's on the next level, you got to, at a minimum, put it on at a time when people are going to watch it.
Yeah.
Don't allow your teams to be bought by a major network, and I use that term loosely, Tom Ricketts, so that you can't see any of the games if you're the little girl whose daddy might not want to pay because their baseball team's going to lose 100 games this season.
No, that's a fact.
He's sneak dissing.
I mean,
it ain't nothing sneaky about it. I'm full dissing. Like, the thing is, bro, like, it irks my soul that the WNBA tries to make major league moves, and they're not a major league yet. They make less than the MLS, and I don't know who's on the Chicago Fire.
Nobody knows,
bro. Like, they make less than the MLS.
Yeah, I mean,
but this is
most of it starts with what? Like, they have to.
You got to go through the marketing steps to get there. They're trying to move like the NBA, and they ain't the NBA. They ain't close to the NBA. They're trying to move like, I'll tell you this right now, right? Like, you got to move like how the USFL is moving. I don't know none of the players, none of the teams on none of that. But you know what? I caught a couple of games.
They're about to finish the season.
They finished it.
Oh, well.
They had a championship game.
Hey, okay.
And here's the thing, right? Like, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, this is something that might actually catch on at some point, or how Ice Cube did the Big Three, right? But he found his spot.
Yeah.
He knows I can't compete with the NBA.
And Muggs watch that on Saturdays.
They get great ratings, and it's they know I can't compete with the NBA. I can't compete with this. I can't compete with this. I'm at this level right now, but we're slowly gonna move at this level, and we're gonna find our way into this niche. And right now, guess what? You're seeing college players who didn't make it to the NBA go to the Big Three. Now, I mean, he trash, but Julian Newman is in that mug right now. Yeah, I mean, he
cooking.
No,
Trying to cook.
We can't say that because I don't know.
Getting the air fry plugged in.
I can't see the difference between him and GOI.
Yeah, Julian Newman. Shut your goof. But it's just one of those things that it irks me, right? Because and they feel like because women are equal to men, so they should be able to move at the same pace as men. The men took. When did we start seeing these contracts? Like Derrick Rose got a max deal. He was the MVP. It was $88 million.
No, the NBA almost.
That's in our lifetime.
The NBA with the split, like you at one point had the ABA and the NBA. Then before Magic and Bird, like they were about to shut the whole thing down. So they definitely the National Basketball Association definitely went through its bumps and bruises. The thing is, as Pat has stated, it's just the thing is the biggest gripe before isn't there anymore. The biggest gripe was the level of competition. You only had 2 or 3 teams that were consistently good.
Yeah.
Now every team is just about good. Like,
there's enough talent that you actually have to like cut your rookies because the rosters aren't expanded enough.
Like we saw that issue there. There were good top high first round pick players who were being cut from their teams. Now the WNBA is looking to expand into other cities. Now we're seeing a longer season.
But see that you ain't there yet.
It's just laughable.
You ain't there yet.
Why not?
You ain't at expansion yet.
No. You want to know why? And I'm a
because you can't pay for them to get flights during the season.
How you going?
I'm not gonna argue with you there.
You the flexes. We're gonna pay for them to fly in the playoffs. You a major market. You worried about expanding. You can't get Candace Parker and her team a charter. You know how much a charter flight costs?
I know.
10 bands.
Really? $10,000. No matter where.
They got that.
It depends on location. It depends on, but it's that's usually like your max. And like they're not flying to Germany.
Oh yeah.
They flying across the United States,
right.
and it's not gonna be 10 bands. Like 10 bands is kind of like. If I looked it up, I don't remember. Maybe that was the low end or the high end, one or the other. I got to look it up again. But at 10 bands, you don't got 10 bands for your team to fly here.
No,
and it's not.
And it's 2 new owners again last year chartered their flights
and got fined for it. And that's a joke. And that's a joke. And I get it, right? Because it's a competitive advantage. Yeah, it is a competitive advantage because I don't want my team. Especially during the height of COVID,
delayed on a flight.
Sitting in here
in the
with the regular people, delayed in an airport when we got a game in an hour.
Yeah,
like we're past. Like
what was that? The Phoenix Mercury and the Sky both
had it.
Flights.
And here's the thing: if you can't get past that, you shouldn't be expanding your league. Like it's not the 1960s no more. I don't got Rick Barry taking a bus cross country trying to get
or Major League when she was trying to destroy the team. Right?
Yeah, had him taking a bus. You know what I mean? Like if that's what we doing, that's how. Oh my God! It's Major League.
It is.
It's Major League.
It's Major League.
Oh my God! It's perfect analogy.
It's definitely Major League.
You can't even expand the team. Like you can't even expand the product that you got. Like you can't even capitalize on the product that you got. And I feel like that's the problem. Like. And the thing is, the WNBA is behind because, I don't know if y'all know this, but like Sabrina Ionescu got it where it's like I got range like Steph Curry, and she really out putting up triple doubles.
The last 4 minutes of the All-Star game.
Yes, bro. Plus the last 3 games,
the jumper was wet.
Games she played, she got a triple double in.
Bro, yeah.
Like. They're actually falling behind their players. And the fact that you not capitalizing...
They're falling behind their players. That's a ball.